Welcome to English Story Hub. Learn English through fun stories. Improve vocabulary, listening, and speaking skills. Like, subscribe, and keep learning with us.
Whispergrove's daughter. Every town has its ghosts. In Larkspur Hollow, they weren't hidden in stories or old photographs. They walked. They whispered. And they vanished into the trees at sunset. They called it the Whispergrove. A pocket of forest just past the edge of town, dense, silent, too still for birds. The grown-ups never went near it. The children, well, some did. And some never came back. No one knew how many had gone missing. It wasn't often. One every few years, perhaps. Just enough to forget, but not forgive. The missing weren't spoken of. Their names stayed carved into the schoolyard bench, but never on anyone's lips. Like the town had agreed, best not to tempt the trees. But Mara didn't believe in the stories. She was 17. A daughter of logic. A child of stormlight and stillbornness. She wore denim jackets and carried a flashlight everywhere, just in case. She didn't believe in fairy circles or haunted groves or dream stealing woods. She believed in answers. And when her little brother Jamie vanished 2 weeks after his 8th birthday, no one gave her any. He'd wandered, they said. Got lost. Taken, maybe. Animals. Water. The usual useless suggestions. But Mara knew better. Because he'd told her the night before he vanished. They call me from the trees, Mare. Every night. I think they remember me. She hadn't understood then. But she did now. Mara stepped into the edge of the Whispergrove as the sun bled behind the hills. The air was wrong immediately. Quiet, but not empty. Like it was listening. Like it was waiting for her to speak. She didn't. She walked. The trees were strange, too tall, too close together. Their bark had the texture of parchment. Their branches wept strands of pale moss that shimmered faintly, like spider silk soaked in moonlight. There was no wind, but the moss moved, swaying toward her like breath. Every few feet, she found something strange. A spinning top, half buried in the moss. A paper boat, dry despite the dew. A tiny shoe. Children's things. Jamie's flashlight, lying upright, beam pointed into the ground. She picked it up. It still worked. That's when she noticed the path. Not a path of dirt, but of light. A shimmer, like moonlight on water, bleeding forward between the trees. It pulsed faintly, like it was alive. It didn't light the forest. It invited. Mara followed it. The deeper she went, the less the world made sense. The trees grew taller than any she'd seen. Their trunks bent in impossible spirals. Some had doors. Others had eyes, knotted bark, weeping sap like tears. Time broke. Her phone flickered and died. Voices whispered her name, not from around her, but from before. Echoes of moments she couldn't remember. A lullaby. A scolding. A laugh that sounded like her mother's, but sadder. Still, she pressed on. Until the light ended. And the forest opened. The clearing was not natural. It was a room shaped by trees. A ring of towering trunks, their branches braided together to form a canopy. Hanging from that living ceiling were hundreds, no, thousands, of glass orbs. Each pulsed faintly with color. Red, blue, green, silver, like floating memories. Beneath them stood a city, not built, but grown. Houses shaped from roots and leaves, bridges formed from woven vines. And people, not quite human. They shimmered at the edges. Some tall, others child-sized. Their skin looked like faded ink. Their hair floated as if underwater. Their eyes glowed faintly, like the orbs. They were made of dreams. Dream folk. And as Mara stepped into the light of the clearing, every head turned toward her dot as one. They whispered, "She's come back." Mara froze. A tall woman stepped forward, if she was a woman. Her body flickered at the edges, parts of her face constantly changing, young, old, angry, kind. She wore a cloak of moth wings and silver dust. Her voice echoed in more than one pitch when she spoke. "Child of the waking world," she said, bowing slightly. "Do you remember your name?" Mara frowned. "Of course I do." "Mara?" The woman blinked. "No," she said softly. "Your first name." I've always been Mara." The woman stepped closer. "You were born in this grove. Before you were taken. Before they made you forget." Mara's hands trembled. "No," she said. "That's not." But memories cracked inside her daughter, lullaby not her mother's. A tree that sang. A brother, not Jamie, but older, his eyes full of stars. A name whispered at birth, Mirel. The word shook her bones. She looked around. The children. The trees. The dreams in glass. "What is this place?" she whispered. The woman smiled. "Home."